Good morning, people. Good morning. I almost forgot I had a live schedule. Well, at least I thought I had more time. It's like, oh, wait, I'm late. I got my entire life in Raina's live last night. That was, I'm just waiting on the receipts. Ooh, that damn I ain't going never ceases to amaze. Never. Ooh. I also learned that I'm the most despicable person on YouTube. It's okay. I wear my title with pride. It's fine. You gotta own up to it. Notice I ain't argue when she was saying the shit I did. I didn't argue with her and say I didn't. I ain't giving no reason why. I just said I ain't no different than nobody else, but apparently I am. But I'll wear that. All right, y'all. We're gonna get into. We got about an hour left on yesterday. Then we got a whole day of shit to cover. Y'all see Miss Sylvia got in trouble for her commentary. She was giving the people little names, and the judge thought that was mean. And apparently somebody snitched on her though, because she said the court became aware in the defense team. But it's just silly. He said, I personally, I don't think that it warranted it. Saying so. I mean, you could have just wrote her an email and asked her to stop calling them names. The whole public display, I didn't think it was necessary, especially if the jury wasn't in there. That's crazy though. But yeah, she got admonished, I guess. But pretty much, if she can't do no shit, if she do some shit like that again, she will not be allowed to continue streaming. That's what it's about. And she's been there since day one. She's interviewed. I don't know if she's interviewed the mom, but she has interviewed the dad, and where everybody in the court knows that she is just as important as law and crime in this motherfucker. All right.
You talked about.
Let's skip it back a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if they wouldn't have been with me at the time.
Is there any reason you would have left them at the house and gone to Defendant Williams' condo and then gone back and picked them up?
I don't remember.
And there's no reason right now you can think of that would have happened?
No.
All right. Once you talked about the DM that you received with the people who were present at the house, where were your child and child's mother? Were they in that same room in conversation with you when y'all were discussing that?
No, I don't. I think they went in the other room. I don't recall. I remember what happened, but I knew they wasn't in the same section.
Did you talk with that DM? Did you talk about that DM to your child's mother? Did you let her know what was going on?
She knew the DM. I think, as I said, when it came through, I said it out loud, but she never seen it.
Okay. Who all took part of the conversation where you were talking about the DM? Do you recall that?
No, I don't recall. But no, I think it was just. I think I pulled Jeffrey to the side and just was talking to Jeffrey because the other people I don't really know was in the house. So I think I pulled Jeffrey to the side and was talking to him about it, like, why they saying this? And
he was like, what?
They were like, I don't know nothing about that, but you telling me what they said.
Right. What else did he say to you after you told him?
I think if I'm not mistaken, he sat back down and started going over the video that he was trying to finish up for the song Da Vinci. If I'm not mistaken, I'll get as far as he could with the video. I'm not for sure.
How long did you stay there that night?
I don't recall how long we stayed there.
How long did Defendant Williams stay at the computer working on Da Vinci after you
Has the stoop cooled off, Raina? That motherfucker was hot last night. Has it cooled off? I had just said we was waiting on the receipts so we could get back hot again. Ooh, 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 ooh. And my white friend just stay in some trouble. You got a sassy mouth, ma'am. Has anybody ever told you that? You did. It was the how was your game green foot for me. I mean, she said it so calmly. I don't even think she cussed one time. Oh, how many lives have started, Raina? It's 8 o'clock where I'm at. How many lives and the receipts in the office. Oh, I did. I said, just make a video. Look, make a video and read it in your voice how you was asking the questions. Read it in that voice, and um, then be doing your laugh that you do. Oh, you cuss? I don't remember you cussing. You was so calm. I didn't hear it. Raina kept repeating it. It was to see. I don't know if y'all be done. Raina got a slick mouth too. Now, did y'all notice during her narration, she kept saying overdosed, overdosed, overdosed. You know, she said, y'all didn't notice how many times she said overdose. Raina petty. She petty.
Him about that DM.
I don't recall how long it took him.
Do you remember whether at the time you knew if Mr. Thomas had died?
No, I don't. I don't know exactly if we knew. Yeah, I knew because they DM'd and said that. They said the fake page DM and said that. I don't know if it was true, but that's what they said in the DM.
Okay.
That conversation, like it never ceases to amaze me how the people be pulling up on the stoop. They just all the ops just pop out. They just can't help it. And I said I didn't catch the beginning, so I don't even know what was said. But the person that was talked about didn't even pop out first. That's what was crazy about the situation. It didn't. If I ain't going to say something about Latonya, why the hell did Brandy pop out? It's crazy, crazy work. Well, I guess she won't do that no more, especially if the receipts drop. Oh, she got to go into hiding for it. You got to go into Brandy. If these allegations, Tiffany Henry voice, if these allegations is true, man, you got to, yeah, you got to hide.
What happened?
We was on the stoop last night, and I ain't
Yeah.
going was calling in from the Philadelphia Women's Correctional Institute or
Really?
facility or whatever they call it. Yeah, she was calling in on Raina phone, and she was talking, and then Brandy had came up, and Brandy was talking to everybody, but I ain't going, and we all found it suspicious, but we ain't think nothing of it. Can't handle the truth. Did pointed out, she was like, she told me everybody, but I ain't going. That's who called out. Then I
Oh
ain't going
boy.
was like, And then she left. And then she came back and I ain't going was like, hey, Shawty, so you gonna act like you ain't wanna leave your husband for me? If I had said leave that nigga, it was like, oh.
Hey, where are the white women at?
It was a ooh, she wanted to suck the strap. That's what Ain't Going was saying. And
Oh
so
boy.
it was a debacle. It was like llama and it was just all over again, except for but I ain't going. It was the stoop was
Well,
hot.
other than that, things are peachy, right?
Yeah, I don't know these people can handle the truth. I don't know her or the other woman. Heard the name. Well, I heard Latonya's name before. Don't know her. I did that one thing and I moved on with life. But other than that, I don't know. Never had a run-in with her, a conversation with her. But I think y'all said Brandy. Didn't y'all say Brandy came on my panel once before? Or was this somebody else
Did
that
you
it
ever?
came on and was
I don't
saying they ain't
remember.
never see anything that I did?
So what's with Brandy then? I'm not.
Well, apparently Raina got the receipts of Brandy wanting to suck the strap, so we're gonna be entertained today. I can't wait.
No.
They had the receipts of the strap play coming into it. Yeah. She did say she admitted that she was gonna come to see I ain't going. They had some back chat conversations. Oh yeah,
He's
that's the
pulling his
lady
card out.
I had ended up kicking down because I was like, so you just gonna act like you know, so they're right. She She was par for the course then last night because she ain't see nothing, even though she knew she would laugh and she was laughing at some of the shit I was saying because it was true. But it's cool though. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't expect to win people like that over. That's why I was like, wait, you've never see when she said she ain't never seen nobody do it. That's when I was like, well, it's no longer disagreement. You're absolutely right. You're right. Nobody's ever done it. I'll take that. I'm the king of this shit.
I didn't see nothing. I didn't hear nothing. I have a deep voice. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, other than that, I don't know her. Got no problem with it, but I am gonna laugh when these receipts come out. I'm probably gonna react to it because I'm just saying, had she not even came in the check taken up for somebody else, this still would have been in the shed. It would have been hid. It'd have been tucked. Boy, that was funny on the stoop. I ain't gonna even hold you, Gabe. It was a rip roaring good time over there on the stoop.
Fighting pants?
Nah.
Okay, just making sure. Don't do my hammer, right?
Nah. As far as I know, these people aren't. They're not channel holders. They may talk some shit in some chats, but I don't think they have channels. I could be wrong, but like I said, I don't know these people, so they may have thriving channels. I don't fucking know.
As long as I have to do nothing physical, I'm cool.
Did you reach out to anyone else other than Defendant Williams about that DM that you got?
I don't recall reaching out to anyone else.
Did anyone else come to Defendant Williams' condo while you were there?
I can't say on 10th Street. I don't recall. I don't remember did anyone show up on 10th Street.
When you say on 10th Street, did Defendant Williams have any other residents that you went to that night?
I think so.
Where was that other resident?
I don't know exactly where it was.
Generally speaking, please.
I don't generally know where it was. I just know that we left there and went somewhere. I don't know exactly what area we went to.
Is it a place you had never been to before?
I don't remember this stuff. I don't remember, honestly, true, I don't remember.
Okay.
If I have been there before, that was the first time, I don't remember.
Was it a house, a condo, an apartment, or something else?
I think it was something like a condo or loft or not.
Do you recall how far it was from the 10th Street condo?
I don't recall how far it was.
Do you recall who all went with you when you went to Defendant Williams' second residence?
I think it was me, my son, mother, and the video man, if I'm not mistaken.
The video man, do you remember his name?
I think his name was like I don't know, I think BLB or something like that.
BLB?
Oh yeah, I don't know, I think it's something like that.
Was his last name Bean, Deshaun Bean?
I don't know his government name.
Okay. Besides you, Defendant Williams, your child's mother, and BLB, did anybody else go with y'all to Defendant Williams' other house?
Go with us? No.
Accompany you, follow you, meet you there? Any of those things?
I can't recall because I actually can't recall who showed up and who was there. I don't recall it.
Do I remember correctly that you said you did not go to Miami because you wanted to stay in town to protect your family?
Right.
Why then did you go to Defendant Williams' house around 10th Street and then to his other house somewhere else? What were you doing?
If I'm mistaken, Mr. Williams would have got jewelry or something out the other house. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say I borrowed like $300 for him to get me a hotel room for a couple of days because I didn't have any cash I can get to that night.
Okay. Was anybody at the second residence of Defendant Williams when you, your family, Defendant Williams, and BLB got there?
If they were, they didn't come upstairs, not from my understanding.
Okay. What floor did Defendant Williams live on? Do you remember?
No, it was very high. I don't remember exactly what floor it was.
Did you have to go through like a gate, like a bellman or something, or ring in a code? It will be made clear in a moment. I'm asking that one question. Did you have to go through a bellman or type in code to get in that second?
I think all the condos in Atlanta have a gate that you gotta come through for protection, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, so is it fair that you had to do that with both of Mr. Williams' condos?
I guess.
Who else came while you all were there, if anybody came to that second residence?
Once Mr. Williams let me borrow the $300, I left Mr. Williams and went on about my way.
Where was on about your way? Where'd you go?
Well, if I am mistaken, I remember now. They were, I think Mr. Copeland was there, and Mr. Williams instructed me to take. Copeland kept complaining about something. Mr. Williams directed me to take him because he said, "Take him, y'all go down there, y'all. We ain't did that wrong." So I took Copeland to the homicide place, but I kept going.
Who was it that said that, what you just said?
Mr. Williams told us, he said, "We ain't did nothing, so take Copeland." I think the police kept calling Copeland phone or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
That would make sense because he said they kept calling the phone when he was in front of Thug. He couldn't answer. Thug was looking at him crazy, so that makes sense.
Who else besides Mr. Copeland were the police calling?
I don't know. No, I don't know about that.
Okay. Are you able to tell the jury who it is that Mr. Williams was referring to when he said, "We ain't did nothing wrong"?
I guess me, him, all of us was there. So he was saying, we were telling him that me and Copeland was accused. So he said, "Take him down there, we ain't did nothing wrong."
When you first got to Defendant Williams' condo on 10th Street or around there and told him you were being accused, did he give you that advice?
When we got to 10th Street?
Yes, sir.
No, he gave that advice when I told him I didn't know was Kenny Copeland going out of town or not, but he gave that advice, I guess, when Kenny Copeland wasn't going out of town either.
Okay, putting aside Mr. Copeland, just talking about you and Defendant Williams. At any time did he advise you, once you told him they're accusing me of murder, to go to the police station?
I wouldn't have went anywhere because I was.
Not that question. I just need you to answer the question. Hold up, please. At any time before you got in contact with Mr. Copeland, but after you told Defendant Williams you were being accused of murder, did he advise you to go to the police station?
He advised both of us to go to the police station.
Before Mr. Copeland came to the picture?
Not on 10th Street, he did not advise me to go to the police station.
What did he advise you to do, if anything?
He really didn't say too much on 10th Street.
Oh, okay. He just went back to go get some jewelry from the other place?
He had a job.
That's where he was getting his jewelry, because I guess he was going to do the show in jewelry, from my understanding.
How did you said Mr. Copeland was already at the other place when you got?
No, I never said Mr. Copeland was already at the place, but I know he ended up at the place. He wasn't already at the place.
How long after you all got there did Mr. Copeland arrive?
I don't know the time. I'm not good.
God damn it, truth. While you was out fighting, the stoop was on fire. Boy.
By the way, his words, not mine.
No
I
comment.
I said, I hope Truth's having a good time right now.
No comment.
Man, but I thought I was I need people to talk about this here like they talked about me and Lama. I just need people. I'm waiting for the receipts. But I need this to be talked about. She was engaged and she was engaged because it was talked about with me and I was a home wrecker. Somebody needs to be a home wrecker in this situation if she was willing to not get married for the strap. I'm just saying.
Right.
And you're not talking about the world championship, right?
No.
Not.
Okay, different strap. Okay.
You speaking with your inside voice. We can't hear you.
I'm not interested. I'm not. I don't understand why this keeps happening. I'm just saying.
They like Raymond.
I
They
don't.
like it on the stoop.
Well,
They like it on the stoop.
I just don't like entertaining those people. I can't hide it. I can't fake it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't like entertaining them people. Cause every time it gets dry over there, all of a sudden, little, lap dogs and chihuahuas showing up. And
I
it's
thought they
just,
was in Dalton talking about Jed though.
I just don't understand why people don't see the pattern. I don't
We are
get
trying to
it.
save Dalton.
I thought they was in Dalton talking about Jed.
That ain't got nothing to do with Dalton. Not a damn thing. There's a lot
Well,
of
we are
things
saving
going
Dalton.
on. Right.
Damn good job, if I might say.
I don't think Brandy expected that to come out. She was doing her best to avoid it.
I don't
She
understand
wants
why
to talk to everybody.
I don't understand why anybody would entertain her. The thing about when a person stays drunk all the time and then when they speak, it's like they speaking in riddles and they keep repeating the same phrases and they just seem like they on meds. I don't tend to want to entertain those type of people.
I have to plead ignorance. That's why I'm like, they had to remind me that she had been on my show once before and I kissed it down.
Yes, she was. That's what I don't like.
I don't remember
I
I
this.
don't
don't, I don't remember these people.
Yes,
I
she
don't.
was. I
When
don't
did this
visit
happen?
places. Listen, I don't visit places where I don't fool with the people. Let's just say this. I'm gonna give you this scenario. What they do when they show up in any of our chats or hit any of our panels is like you going to a house party where you know everybody in the building don't like you. Now, tell me where that makes sense.
It
Tell me
don't unless you just want some
in
punishment.
what same world does that make sense for me to put on my best, put on my little heels, my pumps, my jeans, or whatever, and show up for the while everybody in the building don't like me? Can you tell me where that makes sense?
Nowhere.
Other than, other than to get a reaction,
Or some
but
money.
right, but for what though? You gotta make
I
it
don't
make
know.
sense.
Does she have a channel?
I don't know. I don't know that woman. I don't know. I just know what I've seen of her in the past. That's it.
Apparently
I
she knows everything about me, but I was like, you can't have been watching the
they all
2024
watch.
me.
Cause they all watch. They all watch.
Well, she act like she ain't seen none of the content in 2024 because she was stuck in 2023 on some shit I did.
They seen it all. She know it all. They seem like they drunk and don't want to see. For somebody to sit up and say they haven't seen a particular content creator attack kids or dogs or just be a straight out stalker or be a straight out psychotic, that person is psychotic. Come on now. How you been around all this time and I watch all this content and you don't see it being put out there? You want to play stupid. You want to play dumb. Oh, well, I ain't never seen her do that, or I ain't never seen her say that, girl. And y'all keep entertaining it. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
I sure had yelled for you. I
It's
had
like
said,
when
truth!
like, no, don't be calling me. Cause once I made my entrance and I made my exit and I said what I said. I was out.
Oh, I ain't
What
see you
you
with the
keep calling
chick.
me? Yeah, I came in and was right out.
You're kind of breaking up a little
Now
bit.
that other one, I don't know why she was angry. Stop stepping over the cord, big head, baby. What can I do for you? What?
Well, one, no Lucky Charms and unicorn cake, please.
Well, she's had her cereal bar and a
Investigate.
donut. She had a donut and a cereal bar so far. You can
You know
call
what
it a
I'm saying?
chocolate
A
bar, but
donut
it's the
and cereal
Reese's
bar.
cereal bar.
No grits,
The
no
donuts
eggs,
weren't big, they the little small ones.
They got
no
different.
orange juice.
No, she had
Well,
Capri
she had
Sun.
a cereal bar and a donut. Okay, all right.
She got Capri Sun.
Seeing that.
It's better than orange juice.
Okay,
It's better than orange juice. It's yummy.
okay.
Because we're gonna have this conversation later, Truth. That's what I'm saying. We might as well have it
Can, can,
now.
can you go? Can you
I
go?
can't wait.
See, then
I
did I almost forgot she was here, like she was at school until she just hit the corner.
The Kona?
Can you go? Give me a fruit punch. Give you a fruit punch? Yes. Hold on, guys. I'll be back.
All right.
can't.
As long as
You know
it's
what I'm
not
saying?
mashed potatoes and chocolate syrup. Whatever it is you make in that household, Trey.
Now, when she be bouncing out the walls later on, acting like she on that shit, he gonna be crying. But she eating sugar on top of sugar for breakfast. That's why I just laugh at him. It's funny to
If you
me.
think about it, at least it's not the sugar that we had as kids. Think about it. The sugar we had as kids, is, eating the cereal we had. Man, that was like the unpure cut shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and we did have the sugar where you had to put tons of sugar on it in order for it to taste good.
Like
Yeah,
one bowl of cereal have you set for like 5 days.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. People are new
That
to
is-
sugar and kids in the 80s. Yeah. They got that shit down to science now with all the kids. Now you have to have special sugar days for kids at preschool and shit like that. All right, I get it, but that's
Right.
different.
What now?
Well, why you look at me?
Cause you was talking a lot of junk on your way to your room.
Why you said go eat the chip?
I didn't tell you go eat no chips. I said go play.
Go eat the chips and I go to play. I'll hit you like this.
Now he wants to go
That's
play.
what I do with mine. Fuck this box.
I'm trying to do my live. You keep bothering me.
You give me some happy meal, everybody.
now you panhandling. Now you panhandling for Happy Meals. Don't play.
Happy
Get ya.
meal. Happy meal. Happy meal. Say eat the chips. Everybody eat the chips.
Are you done?
Yes.
Bye.
You did tasty.
Okay.
Hey, Juicy Kim.
Why are you coming back?
Why did you look at me?
Okay, I stopped looking back.
Okay.
She doing this on purpose. She won't go live, but she won't leave me alone. You back? Quick, back. Go play.
That's what you say my name.
Anyway,
The curse is in
Time
effect.
so
Do you know how he got there?
No, I don't know how he got it.
Did anybody else get there around that same time?
I didn't see it when it was moved over, so I can't speak on that. I didn't see it when it.
Did you see Quindary Zachary there?
I don't remember if Quindary was down. Not from my understanding, I don't remember was he down. Not.
How long did you stay there?
Not long.
What does that mean?
I don't know the estimate time.
Did you leave before midnight?
I don't remember the time as well.
Who all was there at the time you left?
You keep asking me the same question that I
Mr.
already answered. I answered that question.
Miss Love,
I need you to answer for the jury.
I said I don't know.
You don't know who was there when you left?
I told you, me and Copeland left together, and my son and my son left.
Okay, thank you, but that's not the question that I asked. I'm asking you who all was
that
at
wasn't a
the
fruit punch either. It's a mountain cooler Capri Sun. I don't know what she talking about fruit punch.
second residence of defendant Williams when you left that second residence.
I did see it when I just told you that.
Was defendant Williams still there when you left?
Yes.
How did Defendant Williams tell you, besides, we haven't done anything wrong, how did he tell you to take Copeland to the police? What did he say?
I think Copeland stated that the police wanted him to come down.
Mm-hmm. Did Copeland tell you anything about his girlfriend's father's house getting shot up?
The father, I thought it was the mother.
Okay. Was it a family member of Mr.
I told you
Copeland?
that in the house.
Okay. So I'm asking you now, during that time, was it during that time that you learned that a family member of Mr. Copeland or his girlfriend had gotten their house shot up?
I don't remember what time it was, you know.
Do you remember talking about that with Mr. Copeland and Defendant Williams before you went to the police station?
Not right off the top, I don't know. I can't answer it. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think Copeland did mention.
At the time, did you have a cell phone?
Who, me?
Yes, sir, you.
You know I have a cell phone.
Well, the jury doesn't, so
Yes,
I need you to answer for them. All right. Would you please tell the jury what your cell phone number was?
I don't remember.
If I showed you an Instagram post containing a phone number that may or may not be yours, would it refresh your memory?
You say if you show me one?
Yes, one on your page that contains a phone number. Might it refresh your memory?
Might, but it still probably wasn't my number. I don't know.
All right.
You can show me though.
That's what 25.
877 D's nuts.
Instagram post with his phone number?
This having had since 2015.
I don't know, Joe.
How often do you change cell phones?
I used to change numbers every year.
I don't know, Ms. Love. I don't know how often do I change.
Now, I have that outside. I hope you don't know me. I approach you. I'm going to show you what we've marked for identification as states 425 game and ask you, do you recognize the person depicted in 425 game?
Yeah, I recognize that.
As you?
Yes.
And is that your Instagram account?
Yes.
Is that a picture you posted on your Instagram?
It looked like, yeah, that's me, but I didn't take pictures.
Okay, I'm not asking if you took it. You understand?
Yeah.
Are you able to read these tiny words, those
No,
tiny numbers?
you probably have to put them on hand.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, I can't see it.
If I blow it up, is that a post that you made?
They say I made it, but I don't remember that phone number. I don't remember that number.
Do you remember any phone number that you had in 2015?
I don't remember the phone number I had in 2015. I probably had 2, 3 phones. I don't remember.
Do you remember any digits in your child's mother's phone in 2015?
Just give the area.
No, not right. No.
Do you remember any one of your family members' phone number from 2015?
Not that I know of.
That's not these questions aren't fair because in today's society, we don't have to remember the number. We program it in that damn phone and we call. That's why when you get arrested now, they let you write down some numbers because they know niggas don't remember them. Just type it in your phone.
2015, who else was posting on your Instagram account?
I don't know. I could say my daughter or somebody. I don't recall. I know my older daughter always had my password and stuff like that. So I can't recall.
Did your oldest daughter make the post that you just looked at as labeled states 425?
So I think that's my last son.
Uh-huh.
So I probably was around his mother at the time.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know.
You don't know what?
You said made the post?
Yes.
Yes, I don't know. I don't recall making the post.
Okay.
So I don't know who made the post.
And there's
but I don't recall making that post.
Okay. And there's nothing about that number that strikes any chord in your
I
memory.
don't even remember that number.
All right.
If you got anything you can refresh, but I don't remember that.
We'll come back.
Right.
All right, so when you were at defendant Williams' second
how long
residence
that went yesterday.
and Mr. Copeland
I'll finish
arrived,
it today. Yeah, do tonight's now.
you did not, is it fair to say you didn't see how he got there? You just know he got there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did
how
the
he got
Eagles
there.
win
I
last
don't
night?
remember. I got that, to be honest.
And do I recall correctly, you don't even remember what kind of car you had?
Yeah, I don't remember what kind of car I had.
Do you remember whether defendant Williams had a car or multiple cars?
They lost.
I
No, they
don't
won.
remember
34
exactly what
29.
car Mr. Williams
I was
had
about to say, okay, Jordan Love.
at the time. He had numerous cars, like you said, so I don't remember.
Okay. Since he had numerous cars, did you ask him, why don't you take him down there?
I didn't ask him because I knew he had to go. He was going to do. He was at the B. I guess he had to be in line at a certain time to do the show. So I never asked him why he didn't take him.
Now, was that show a part of that Travis Scott tour that you were talking about? Or was it a different show?
It was a different show, I think.
Okay. Was that show a part of any tour or was it just an independent show?
I think somebody booked him for a show.
I
I don't know.
Before January 10th, did you know he had been booked for that show?
Yes, I think we had a discussion about him having a show before January 10th.
Okay. Do you have any knowledge of where it is that defendant Williams parked those many multiple cars that he had?
No, I don't have no idea.
Did you have access to drive the many multiple cars that he had?
No, I am a home car.
Do you know or have you ever discussed with defendant Williams why he needed to rent cars when he had many multiple cars?
I never even know. I never knew Jeffrey Williams rented a car. So every car I seen him, I thought he owned himself. So I never knew he rented a car.
So, would you have any knowledge about a gray Infiniti Q50 defendant Williams may or may not have rented or had in his possession around January 10th, 2015?
I never seen that car a day in my life.
Did you ever know defendant Williams to get cars or secure cars for days when he intended to be out of the city in a different state? In other words, renting a car in Atlanta for 2 weeks or getting a car in Atlanta for 2 weeks when he's going to be gone within a week? It's insane. Did you never know defendant Williams to obtain access to in any way a car that he did not own?
No.
Did defendant Williams ever talk to you about obtaining or renting cars?
No.
On January 10th, 2015, did you receive any calls from Kenneth Copeland before you saw him at defendant Williams' residence?
I don't recall if I did.
Do you know or have any knowledge why Kenneth Copeland showed up at defendant Williams' residence?
No.
Did any other members of YSL show up at defendant Williams' second residence at any time while you were there on January 10th?
I don't recall or remember.
Man, he going too much into detail.
How did you take Kenneth Copeland to the police?
I drove.
And where did you drive him to?
I don't know. I think it's Central, right down the street, like the traffic court. House, I dropped them off on that side street. Like,
Atlanta Police Headquarters?
yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Understanding you don't remember the kind of car you had, do you remember anything about the car you drove him in?
No.
How many cars have you had since 2015?
I can't even count.
You had more than 5?
Yes. You can look it up in the DMV.
Oh. Why do you have so many cars?
What the fuck? What the hell? Why do you have so many cars? Is that really a question she just asked in open court that has nothing to do with the motherfucking case? People collect cars. That's why they have so many cars. People collect them. People sell them. People rent them out. You got a girlfriend. You know, you got partners. You got family. Oh, why do you have so many cars? Listen to how she asked it. Why do you have so many cars?
I can't even count.
Questions.
You had more than 5?
Yes. But you can look it up in the DMV.
Oh,
Oh,
why you have so many cars?
Because I pay for them.
Okay.
because I
That's what I
paid
like. I like to buy cars.
Because I paid for it. Bitch, I like
Did you go with Mr. Copeland inside the police station?
No.
just then it's Atlanta too. All them niggas got a lot of cars. He the security guard for a rapper. Yes, he got a lot of cars. He was making a lot of money. The rapper got a lot of cars. And then she was like, well, why he renting cars? And he got a lot of cars. So you keep the mileage down on yours. Because people know what your cars look like because you from there and you want to be undercover. You don't want to be noticed. You may want to be incognito for a minute.
Because I always was directed by my attorney. If you're not being arrested, you do not have to talk to the police.
Did you tell Mr. Copeland that?
Yeah, but he insists on going in there. That's his big.
Did you tell Defendant Williams that?
No, man, me and Mr. Williams never had that discussion about was I gonna go in or not.
But it was Defendant Williams who told you take him down there to talk to the police.
He didn't just say that.
Downstairs.
What did he say?
Both of us could have went in there if we wanted to. I decided not to go
They
in.
cross-examined.
So did you, when he told both of
yesterday.
y'all to go, did you tell him, hey, my lawyer told me do not go talking to the police?
I didn't have a discussion with Mr. Williams.
Why did you tell Mr. Copeland and not Mr. Williams, if I heard you right?
Because me and Mr. Copeland was in the car together. Me and Mr. Williams just in the space together. When I was taking Copeland, he was just like, I'm going in there. I said, I ain't going.
How long were you in the space with Mr. Williams before Mr. Copeland came?
I don't recall how long it was, Ms. Love.
How long did you all talk about Donovan Thomas's murder before Mr. Copeland came?
We never really talked about it. When I brought it to his attention, he was so focused on the video at the time. So
Do you remember what Defendant Williams' phone number was, the last 4 digits at that time?
I never knew, not saying I didn't have, never knew one of Mr. Williams' numbers by heart.
Did you know Mr. Williams to have more than one phone?
He's a rapper, I guess. Like,
Did you personally know him to have more than one phone?
yes.
What did you and Mr. Copeland discuss on the way to the police station?
Damn.
We really didn't discuss it. He was just saying, I ain't doing it. I was telling him, I ain't doing it. I don't know nothing about it. So I wasn't going to talk to no police.
Okay. And what did you say in response?
What you mean?
When he said, I didn't do it, I don't know nothing about it, I'm going to go talk to the police, what did you say in response?
If you want to go talk to the police, go talk to him.
Nothing.
Did you wait on him after you let him get out?
No, why would I be sitting in front of a police station waiting on him to come out, not knowing how long they're going to be having me with me and my son and my mother uncomfortable?
Had anybody shot at any one of you all?
No.
Is Kenneth Copeland, forgive me for if you've already said this, but I don't remember, is Kenneth Copeland one of the people you count as somebody you loved back then?
I already answered that question for you yesterday.
I understand. Can you remind me, please?
You just said you.
Is he one of the people that you counted as someone you loved in 2015?
Yes.
All right. And did you have any sense of whether he was putting himself in harm's way going into the police station?
No, I thought going to the police is the safest thing.
All right. Then why didn't you wait on him if it was so safe?
Because he was in good hands.
He's in good hands with the state police looking ass.
Did you go back and pick him up?
No.
Did you call on to check on him while he was there?
I think after he got through, he called me.
And what did you tell him?
What did I tell him?
Yes, sir.
It'll be all right, champ.
I ain't telling him nothing.
Did he ask you to come pick him up?
No, he ain't had someone else to pick him up, I guess.
Did he tell you anything that he talked about with the police?
No, he never discussed anything he talked about with the police.
Is that the only time that you have taken Kenneth Copeland to the police station?
Yes.
Have you ever discussed with Kenneth Copeland anything that he told police at any time that he talked to them?
No.
Have you ever discussed with any member of YSL, without giving names, anything that they told the police when they talked to them?
No.
To your knowledge, did Quindarius Zachary ever talk to the police in the months following Donovan Thomas's murder?
I don't know. You telling me something?
These niggas
I'm not telling you. I'm asking you a question.
I don't never know if Quindarius was going to talk to the police.
Okay, so is it fair to say you've never had a conversation with Quindarius Zachary about anything he said to the police?
No.
What about Demekion Garland?
No.
At any time, did you ever gain any information about anything any member of YSL told the police in 2015?
No.
Now, you said that you were charged or arrested for Donovan Thomas's murder. Was that in 2015 or later?
I want to say it was October 2015. I was already incarcerated for a charge, and one morning they came and told me I had first appearance. My mother didn't tell me nothing about that.
And what happened at that first appearance?
They read out what they were charging me with.
And then what happened?
They sent me back to my dorm.
At that first appearance, is the only thing that happened you were read your charges, or did you hear anybody give what they consider probable cause for your charge?
No, I was confused.
You were confused?
Yes.
At any time, did you have a preliminary hearing?
Yes.
How long after that first appearance did you have a preliminary hearing?
If I ain't mistaken, I think you go like 2 weeks at a time, if I ain't mistaken.
Would you tell the jury what happened at your preliminary hearing?
Where are you going with this?
Your Honor, I can approach the bench and tell the court.
Let me do that.
Yeah, what the fuck? Where you going with this? They muted the mic, they all met up at the bench. What is this heifer talking about? Jeez. Is that how they gonna end the day? She gotta call dude back in to be like, all right, well, you can go home.
Running and ask the court. One minute.
They walked back up there. She left and came back.
Mrs. Sledge,
Yes.
after dropping off Mr. Copeland at the police station, did you take your child and child's mother to a hotel?
Yes.
How long did you stay at the hotel?
I want to say for like 2-3 days at the max.
What made you feel that it was okay to leave the hotel?
It wasn't about feeling okay. I left because of me.
Now, what does that mean for the jury? Because the jury doesn't know who you are.
I left because I'm not scared of anyone.
So why'd you go to the hotel in the first place?
Because I wasn't going to be nowhere that anyone probably come shoot up.
And why did you think somebody might come shoot up?
Then I just tell you by the streets and the fake DM I was accused of the Donovan Thomas murder.
All right. Did you believe that that threat of the possibility of a shoot up had passed after 2 days?
I don't know if it passed or not.
Okay. So what was different in 2 days from the night that Donovan Thomas was killed?
Because when I left the hotel, I didn't go back to the same apartment.
Okay. Did you move out of the apartment?
No, I didn't move. Eventually straight out of the apartment, no.
What part of the city, if any part, did you go to live in that was different from where you lived on Boulevard?
I don't really remember. I don't know the area. I just knew how to get there.
Did you go to someone's home or to?
Yeah, some other house.
Whose? What?
My son's mother house.
All right. How long did you stay there?
I don't recall how long we stayed.
Do you have any idea whether it was months or weeks?
It wasn't months. I know that much.
And what was it that made you, when you did leave there, what was it that made you leave?
I just left.
When you left, where did you go?
I went back to Boulevard.
Did you go back to Boulevard before October 2015?
Yes, I got arrested on July the 29th.
Between January and July of 2015, did you travel outside of the city with any members of YSL?
Could you repeat that?
Between January and July of 2015, did you travel outside of Atlanta with any members of YSL?
From January 15th?
From January 2015 to July 2015, when you said you were arrested?
Yeah, I think we went on tour.
All right. How many places did you visit on tour?
I don't recall how many places we went to.
Who all went with you?
It wasn't too many people went with us, but I don't remember exactly the number who went with us.
And when you were arrested in July of 2015, what were you arrested for?
I never knew until I got to the jail, but it was aggravated battery, aggravated assault. There was a lot of charges.
Were you arrested for that April 28th drive-by? Or that
Yes,
drive-by with Mr. Zachary?
Yes.
Did you talk to the police after you were arrested?
That's when they took me down to some of the, I don't know, it's precinct or whatever you want to call it, right down by the detention center.
Who took you there?
I was to the ATLs.
Do you remember whether it was Detective Dennis?
Detective Dennis didn't take me there, but Detective Dennis was there when I got there.
Okay. Was Detective Gaither there?
Yes.
Did you already know them?
No.
Did you know either of them?
No.
Did you recognize either of them?
No.
Did you tell Dennis you knew him?
No, I don't recall telling Dennis I knew him. If I did, no, I don't recall telling him.
Did Detective Dennis or Detective Gaither explain to you why it is that they had arrested you?
No, they never even explained to me what they were charging me with. No.
Did Detective Gaither ever tell you that she had placed warrants on you for aggravated assault, aggravated battery, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon?
I don't think she never said that to me. I don't remember.
Did Detective Gaither or Detective Dennis, after you were arrested in July of 2015, ever tell you that they arrested you because of the incident that happened on Adele Avenue over by Mosley Park?
I think I went into the conversation they said it, but not immediately when I came in there. I don't remember them telling me exactly when I got in there.
All right, so when I'm asking you if they told you, I don't mean just immediately. Anytime.
Oh yeah, they ended up telling me, yeah.
All right. Did you tell them, I don't know nothing about that?
Yes, at the time, yes.
Why'd you tell them that?
I don't tell them myself.
Why not tell them the people you said you dropped off?
Why tell on them? They didn't ask me about them. They asked me about me at first, if I don't recall.
When you told them, I don't know nothing about that, was that a lie?
And then, yes, it was a lie.
Okay. Now, did they also tell you that they wanted or they had arrested you for a shooting at the home on Drew Drive, the old Perry Homes apartments?
No, I don't recall them saying that to me if they did, but I don't recall.
All right. At any point during that interview,
Truth, are you doing a dirty show today? You're talking about wieners?
you give either Detective Dennis or Detective Gaither any information about the shooting on Adele Drive or on Drew Drive?
No.
The public demands to know.
Do you remember how long that interview lasted?
Not too long.
Did they ask you if you could read and write English?
I don't recall.
Do you recall whether they asked you or advised you of your constitutional rights? I'm establishing
went
what
9.5
happened,
hours yesterday.
the conversation. Yeah. I'll move on. Did they talk to you about a fight at the club on April 28th?
I don't recall.
Do you recall whether you were asked
99
about the
more
date
witnesses.
April 28th?
I don't recall about them asking me about it either.
Do you recall, so if you don't recall being asked, then you definitely don't recall telling them yes, correct?
Yes, I don't recall telling them yes.
And you don't recall telling them that there was a fight at the club?
I don't remember that in the interview.
Do you recall during the interview telling them anything about Club Crucial?
I don't recall.
Do you recall Detective Gaither asking you who did the fight involve? Your Honor, this
This love
based on
is
what I was,
you.
it's forming a foundation for other questions that I will be asking the witness. Yeah, well, I think they are.
A little bit of leeway, but let's just get to whatever the point is you're going to be making that you believe to be relevant.
Okay.
All right.
Speed this shit up.
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither that you didn't pick up Demikion Garlington at Club Crucial?
I told you I was not going to tell the police anything to incriminate myself.
And ultimately, did you just tell the police, I'm not going to tell you anything, you just need to do your job?
No, I never said that.
Okay.
If you took it,
What, if anything, did you end up telling the police about that shooting?
I never told them.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem to be, maybe we can talk about it tomorrow and you can, when we're not when the jury's time is not being taken up, and I can,
Yes,
maybe you can help me to understand how it's relevant. Okay.
Yes,
And honestly, I think we may just break here for the afternoon.
Yes,
And actually, then maybe you could tell me before we leave, but
Yes, Your Honor.
without the jury being here. So y'all get to go a little bit early today. Same instructions as always.
All right, let's get on in here to the next day. The 9.5 hours we got to get to, and they just are arguing. I actually be wanting to hear the arguments, just not live. I be listening to them in my spare time because I want to see what the hell these lawyers' brains be in.
Was this morning that you intend to tender, do we need to circle back to the issue from when we broke yesterday?
So the issue when we broke yesterday dealt with my line of question that had to do with preliminary hearing for Mr. Sledge and the relevance of that particular one. At the time that we broke, I believe that he was referencing the hearing shortly after his July arrest. We will move on past that particular one because the hearing and the phone call that has certain information that I am attempting to elicit testimony regarding happened in November of 2015, so I can address that.
Mike's working this morning. Heard that cough good as hell. Put on a mask, sir.
So the issue is whether or not testimony regarding what happened at the preliminary hearing, whether it's July or November, is relevant. The reason that the testimony regarding what happened at the November hearing is relevant is that in a conversation that Mr. Sledge had on November 19, 2015, that was served, and that the court said he could not introduce unless he testified inconsistently. Mr. Sledge said specifically, after talking about getting money for a bond, which is not what we want to get into, at 3 minutes and 18 seconds into the phone call, he says, them folks threw Shannon under the bus, man. That man, Summer D ain't right either, boy. And the girl said, you're lying. And Sledge says, man, he told on that boy, man. The person with whom he is speaking says, he said, 2 people wrote a statement on him. She's talking about the detective, I believe. And the girl says, who me? And Mr. Sledge says, nobody wrote a statement on me. One dude wrote a number. And the girl says, one witness saw you there. He says, Mr. Sledge says, it's the number 2 witness, and Rudy and Lil D never said nothing about me. They said about Shannon. That's why they dismissed it. We're not trying to get that part in. The girl says, whoever they came forward October 19th. Sledge says, them folks, he references, why it took 9.5 months to come forward, whatever, and the judge, Judge Atkinson, he talks a little about him, we're not getting into that. Mr. Slade then says the first case, got switched, but the body didn't. Basically, he's saying that the judge found no probable cause for him on the murder of Mr. Thomas. The girl references the fact that they've been indicted. They talk about him being able to dismiss it. The young woman asked, what did they say about Shannon and 30 Deep? 30 Deep being Mr. Garlington. Mr. Slade says, then 30 Deep brought his name up. Rudy brought his name up. I knew YSL Deep. And I put 2 and 2 together. He referenced something about Shannon's lawyer. And the girl said, someone from YSL said, Mounk. He said that. I was telling OG, he said either D or DK. He then says, I'm looking for the literal quote, but I'm going to summarize it before I develop. He says that Lil D is not right. He knows that it's Lil D. They didn't call his name. They called him witness number 2. He knows it's Lil D because that witness told them about all of us meeting up at the condo after, not his words, but he's saying after Donovan Thomas's murder. He told them about all of us meeting there. The only person that could have done that was Lil D. On the stand, while Mr. Slade was talking, he says, well, the court remembers that he referenced going to Mr. Williams' condo and only seeing Mr. Williams and Yogi, and all that was happening was that they were working on the song convention. Then they left to go to another condo so Mr. Williams could grab some jewelry. And then maybe while he was there, he got a call from Mr. Copeland. Mr. Copeland came over, he can't remember, but he doesn't remember who all was there or what, who all might have been there. But there really wasn't a meeting up there. And on the phone call, the reason that he surmises that it was Quindarius Zachary who told police the information they were able to share at his preliminary hearing is because the details that Quindarius Zachary gave were details that only Quindarius Zachary would have known, because drawing the inference from what he said, Quindarius Zachary was there, he was there, the rest of them were there. Nobody else would have known, they were all there, but Quindarius Zachary. So him saying, hearing what he heard at his preliminary hearing, is what led him to surmise that it was Quindarius Zachary who he told. And Quindarius Zachary had not told him, Antonio Sledge, anything about what he told the police. He just told the police, and then the police trying to protect Quindarius Zachary uses witness number 2. Mm-hmm. So those links are necessary in order for me to be able to put before the jury the fact that, one, Mr. Sledge and other people that they will later hear about were in fact meeting up. They did meet up at the condo, just like Mr. Sledge said in his actual acknowledgments. And what he's saying on the stand now is totally different than what he said when he took his plea back in 2022. So it's relevant. I mean, obviously the bar of relevance is low. This is very relevant. It took a few steps to get to why, but that is why I was saying I was laying the foundation for more evidence that was going to come in.
Okay, well, I think that it might be relevant if you can find me like his actual statements where he is saying essentially that had to be Lil D because he told about us meeting up at the condo, as if, he is saying, I know from my own knowledge being there that this could only have been him because he would be the only other person who knows about it. That part might be relevant because it is inconsistent with what he said on the stand about the only people I knew at the condo were maybe Jeffrey and the people who came with me, which was my baby's mother and my baby. But all of getting it to that,
I don't need all of it. When I said what happened at Mr. Hill, I did not want it was in part the way to elicit that, and I can be more precise. I asked the court for permission so the court knows exactly what I'm talking about. So just play that snippet. We have a jail call pull up, and we have a timestamp as well that we can play for the court. If the court allows us to play for the court.
I'll listen.
Come on, Judge. Stop playing with these folks. They cheaters.
Any knowledge of any members of YSL speaking to the police? That is something else we talked about yesterday. That was a question I think that I asked, not as specific as the stuff that I just said, but.
So how many will?
And also, in this part that the court is done here, he says he put it together because that witness that they did not name was buying guns for people within YSL. But Mary Zachary, we all know, is the one who was straw purchasing for them. And in fact, he was sentenced federally for straw purchasing. He was the one that purchased a gun. I think one of the ones that the witness had in the video that the jury has already seen. And Mr. Sledge in this jail call says he knew it was Mary Zachary because they referenced that witness was buying guns for YSL. So we're going to start at 3 minutes as well. We're going to start.
Before you play it, I'll hear what he has to say. Finish what you're saying.
We're going to start with one statement, the first statement of this jail call from November 19th to 15th. We're going to play it's 3 minutes and 12 seconds in, and then we're going to stop it and with other questions. And I'll see the courts and Mr. Sharp before we start that process. Okay, and do I have a transcript of these calls somewhere? I do, right? Or no?
No.
Okay, all right, yes, sir.
Respectfully, I'm lost. The putting things together from what was said at a prelim, that was said about my client at a prelim, all of that it's preposterous to me that the state would be attempting to get into any of this. And this seems to be becoming very complicated for something that should be very simple. There's no putting it together. There's no, I realize little detold. There's none of that because I'm putting everyone on notice right now. I don't know what Mr. Zachary is going to do, but if there is elicited testimony about my client, stuff about what Mr. Zachary said about my client or to the police or at my client's prelim or at a prelim in general, I am moving for a mistrial. I am of the opinion that the state will have goaded me. I'm putting them on notice. Don't do that. And they're trying to backdoor testimony because they don't know if Mr. Zachary is going to testify or not. Now, it's just a matter, Mr. Sledge, you said you don't remember who was at the condo. Didn't you say to your girlfriend or whatever she was, wife, fiance, that Mr. Zachary was at the condo on the night of January 10th, 2015? Didn't you tell her that on a jail call? And then if he denies it, then we played a little snippet where he says that one thing, then I guess that makes sense. But I don't know why we're getting into, I figured out he was the witness, this is what he said, this is what he said about me, this is what he said about Shannon, he must have known these details. Why are we doing this?
That's fine, Your Honor. Two things. One, this notion of going into a mistrial and don't do something is not anything that I can respond to because that is wholly wrong. The fact is, every defendant knows that the state has good faith basis for putting forth the knowledge that Mr. Sledge had regarding what Mr. Zachary said. Mr. Sharp's words to the court seem to suggest that for some reason he believes Mr. Zachary, we won't be able to procure him. He's under subpoena. They know that he is, and we have served him, and we have every intention that he will be here. He's not. He's out of the hospital, put it that way. We have the statement that Mr. Zachary has given to the police. We have served it. They know what he said. Mr. Sharp is well aware what Mr. Zachary said about his client. The reason that what Mr. Sledge tells his girlfriend is relevant, and the reason that there are those steps that have to be taken is that Mr. Sledge, as I stated earlier, surmises, he realizes who it is because of the facts that Mr. Zachary shared with police, that police then told about under the label of witness number 2 at the preliminary hearing. Mr. Sledge doesn't say Zachary lied. Mr. Sledge was there. Mr. Sledge has actually said he was there. Mr. Sledge is the one that gave the state, and unfortunately we may have to impeach him on that with other evidence. He's the one that gave us the statement, we met up and Thug gave us money to lay low. All of that aside, I have no words for the whole voting stuff because that's not what we're doing. We would object if Mr. Strayer made.
Okay, let's just get to what it is, and I don't know why the part about guns is relevant. If you are telling me that he essentially says, I know that's little D because of what he said about us meeting up that only he could have said. That's the part I'd like to hear. And that's the part that might be admissible as a prior inconsistent statement. So let's hear that part. Right.
A lot of silly goosiness going on right now.
And I guess the guns part, I mean, I guess he did say he never sold. He didn't know exactly selling anybody guns. So, I guess that could be a second prior inconsistent statement. Yes.
I don't know. I'm not in Mr. Sledge's mind. I don't know his reasons for it, but that was an inartful question from the state because I don't think the truth is that Mr. Zachary has sold guns to different alleged members of YSL. I think the allegation is that Mr. Zachary was a straw purchaser. I wouldn't call that selling a gun.
Yeah, so I mean, it may be that if you want to get that in, you need to ask different, more specific questions. So let me hear the part about the meeting up, whatever he says about that.
We're going to start at 1320.
If this ends in mistrial, I'm going to laugh. That would be funny.
We're starting a little bit.
The whole situation, they told him, they said, no, I was down. He went clear, it is. Yeah, what I'm saying? The whole situation, whoever witness number one is, they got no idea how you say, when we talk on the phone, but he knows there's not a dude in the back. They told them folks to speak. After Les got killed, all of us met up together and went down all wild. That's how you know it's but that's how they sit in at the post that I tell them to give up.
So the old boy's house that we believe he is talking about is Jeffrey Williams' house. That is the only house that he has testified that he went to. We have Mr. Zachary saying they met up at Jeffrey Williams' house. We have other people. It's not like we do not have a good faith basis for knowing and realizing that's what they're talking about because Mr. Copeland, my apologies.
Why is my client's name coming up in that conversation? There's no inconsistent statement that would lead to admissibility.
Why is that in the courtroom anyway?
Somebody, Motorola going off.
Is that somebody, what?
Is that
somebody who has a
Caleb?
Rule 22?
Is that Caleb Bumpy's phone going off? That's an alarm.
Is that somebody?
That would lead to admissibility.
Why is that in the courtroom anyway?
Exactly.
Is that somebody, what?
Totally get the question.
Is that somebody who has a Rule 22?
So
the second part, Judge, just to orient the court, there is, we wanted to play the part that the court asked about what he said about the witness, but to orient the court as to the question posed just now, we would need to go to 557, where Mr. Sledge references it being Lil D. So if we could
hang on just a minute, because we got to deal with this one first. So I think it sounds to me like they're saying, here's what happened, and we know X, Y, and Z because we were there. And so I guess the reference to Shannon is because he knows Shannon was there, and he has said on the stand, I didn't know anybody other than Jeffrey and, okay, what?
I think, I don't have a transcript, but what I heard that little snippet to say is Little D, and of course we have two Little Ds. I'm going to assume for the purposes of this statement that he's talking about Mr. Zachary, was saying things at the condo and putting Shannon there, meaning, he also references Nard, who's Demise McMullen, there being the murder scene.
There being the murder scene?
Yes.
Honest to God, a transcript would really help because it's hard to tell what everybody's saying.
They don't have a transcript here.
Our transcript is of the quality.
Okay, but y'all can retranscribe little snippets. Somebody who knows what the content is, like what is being talked about. It's not, it's not that hard to do.
We have not a formal transcript. We have what is being talked about in timestamp form that we can give to the court.
Okay, so is it your understanding that they're talking about the murder scene or they're talking about the condo right there, what we just heard?
They were talking about the condo. He said that they met up at Old Boy's house.
All right, we don't even know what's being said.
We do know what it is, Your Honor. It is not.
This is a mistrial waiting.
Your Honor, if I may.
Go ahead.
Mistrial waiting to happen.
Judge, we were playing the clip. We put a portion in about Nard. We're not trying to get in anything about the murder scene or Nard. We are not going to cause a mistrial. We are giving to the court the portions of the call that we wish to play. I'm being specific about the portions because we started the clip a second before where someone was able to pick up Nard and make a whole separate argument about the murder scene does not take away the importance of the portion we're presenting to the court that we need to play, which is that I know it's Lil D because he told the police about us all meeting up at Old Boy's house after Nut got killed. So nobody is trying to put in anything about the murder scene. Nobody is trying to put in anything about that.
So let me hear the part you actually want to play. Just the part you want to play.
So, Your Honor, is it at this time we're allowed to play the portion I told you that gave some context to we had a specific part of the court just asked us to play that we played. There is a part before that we have said.
I don't want the part before it. I want to hear what exactly and only what you want to play before the jury, because that's what I need to rule.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pow, 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 pow. Biscuit.
She frustrating the judge. I'm sick of this shit. Y'all got 99 more damn witnesses. We can't even hear this shit. The judge listening intently with the headphones on.
Okay, let's just try and figure out where to start.
I bet Woody living his best life now.
Why do we have food in court again? I didn't change that rule.
What she say? Why you got a suit on?
Why do we have food in court again? I didn't change that rule.
Oh, food in court.
No food in court. Somebody please retrieve the banana and take it back to the back.
Oh, man.
Well, you can't have food in court either. We're in court right now. We're not on a recess. We're not at lunch. Put it back in your briefcase.
Damn.
Man.
Get the banana up out of here. Somebody retrieve the banana and take it to the back.
That's fine. I don't care about a covered drink. That's fine. It's food.
God.
The judge is PMSing this morning or something. God damn. They can't have a snack. They finna be in that bitch 10 hours.
Number one is they got no idea.
Get this shit up out of here.
You know, when we talk on the phone, like, well, he knows nothing about it. You was in the back. They told them folks this. After Nut got killed, all of us met up together and went down on the ground. Them men,
why are these niggas talking on this? These are career criminals. You think they would know better. This wasn't his first time being incarcerated. Why the fuck is he talking on the phone? All you need to be saying is bun me out. What they talk about? I don't know. Bun me out. We'll talk then. What is so hard about that?
I know.
Good grief.
You could have had a cup of peaches. Why the banana? Really?
And John, that's the feedback.
Okay. If there is an inconsistent statement, this is where we're as far as I can tell. Mr. Sledge said testified that he couldn't exactly remember who was at the condo. Okay. If there is an inconsistent statement that says D, which is of course complicated because there's 2 Ds, is at the condo that night, then it seems to me it would be easier and cleaner if we just have him refresh his recollection. But that's how I know he told. That is, why is that coming in?
I'm not sure why that's relevant.
Judge, the reason that is relevant, it's 2 things I want to respond to. The notion about we don't know which one it is. He makes a distinction.
Let's not worry about we don't know which one it is.
Okay, so the reason that it is relevant is because we know, Mr. Sharp knows, everyone knows, that what Quindarius Zachary told the police is specific information that will be presented.
Let's get to, how about if you asked Mr. Sledge specifically on the stand, you said the only people you remembered were blah, blah. Didn't you tell whoever this is, your girlfriend, didn't y'all discuss the fact that he was also there or something to that effect? And then if he says no, then you confront him with this
Good job, Judge. Tell her how to do her job.
which he needs to listen to first without the jury hearing. And then he can say, oh yeah, actually I did. And if he still says, I don't know, then you can play that little part.
Also, Your Honor, we feel it is important that the jury hear what he says, because he said Lil D told on them folks. He told them folks. Earlier in the call, the portion we not played, there's a distinction. I know I'll get there. The reason that is important is because he starts out talking about people telling. Yesterday, the court heard him say.
Yes, I don't want to go through all of that again. I can follow the argument, but he does not say told on us.
No, he says told them folks.
Yeah, which doesn't mean, Lord have mercy, we heard Kenneth Copeland say, I told 100 different versions of things. Telling somebody something doesn't mean you're telling on them or you're
Oh, shit. Lil Woody done got quoted by the judge and he been gone. Lil Woody been gone 3 days, and then 5 if you count the weekend, and the judge is quoting. Like, you heard Woody say niggas be lying. That's what the judge pretty much said without saying niggas.
Lord have mercy, we heard Kenneth Copeland say, I told 100 different versions of things. Telling somebody something doesn't mean you're telling on them or you're ratting them out or anything. And I know the state wanted to be that, but you don't necessarily get that from, if you have something that says XYZ told on us, then yeah.
Your Honor, if Ms. Hilton and I were the only 2 people in a room where I ate someone's crackers, and Ms. Hilton comes out and she tells my boss, Ms. Love ate those crackers. And then my boss announces to the world, Ms. Love, you are dismissed because you ate so-and-so's crackers. And I say, well, I know it was Ms. Hilton who told, because
yes, that is one version of how something like that could go down. But Ms. Hilton can also walk out and say, Ms. Love ate those crackers, and there weren't even any crackers in there to begin with, in which case she is not telling on you. So it is an argument, but it is not established just because you think that's what he means when he says that.
Your Honor, I understand the court's position, and I would just say that if the argument has been relevance, the very fact that we're here at the place where there is an argument that the court sees on either side makes it, to me, very apparent.
I said that you can get in the part about what I just, that little snippet you just played, if you confront him with it and he says, yeah, I totally still cannot remember it being here.
And just for the record, Your Honor, the evidence rules do not require that I play it for him before I impeach him with it. So in other words, he does not have to hear it. The rules, I will find it for the court. It's very specific.
If you can recall it to his attention specifically enough without him hearing it, fine. But he has to be confronted with the prior allegedly inconsistent statement and given an opportunity to explain it or deny it or whatever, and then it can come in.
And so telling him what he told her at this time on this call,
but you need to be careful about what you say when you are recalling that to his attention, because we do not need to get into this happened at a preliminary hearing, or you heard it from a police officer who was giving probable cause, or anything like that. This is just, he somehow knows that this person who said that, and he's saying, oh yeah, it had to be him because he was there, or whatever.
Okay. Your Honor, I want to make sure I stay within what the court is requiring that I do. So, Your Honor, the fact that Mr. Sledge hears a rendition of an account from a witness one that Mr. Sledge recognizes, in his opinion, came from Lil D. Does not the rendition,
what you claim to be trying to get in is that he said something to his girlfriend that makes it clear that he knew that Lil D was there.
See, these
When you say you're talking about Mr. Sledge saying, what I'm trying to get in, Your Honor, is the fact that Mr. Sledge, in telling his girlfriend, he knows Lil D was the one that told, knows it because he said he told police that we all met up at Old Boy's house after Nut was killed. That part, we all met up at Old Boy's house after Nut was killed, is the part that I'm talking about. And earlier in the call, and we don't even have to, I won't even touch the call before whatever break the court has, if it is not resolved, obviously. But earlier, he is talking about defendant Stillwell, and he is talking about at 5 minutes and
This is part we haven't gotten to yet.
because
I'm willing to listen to that also. I'm just trying to resolve this one first.
Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
The state began this whole discussion saying that they want to impeach Mr. Sledge with a prior statement because he said that he didn't recall who was there. So that's what this whole thing was about. Now we're talking about he told. And I'm going to go back to the same thing because I don't understand what's confusing about this. He was at the whole part about yesterday where Mr. Sledge said, no one told me what they told the police.
Right.
Mr. Sledge was at a prelim.
I know, which is why I'm saying she can't get into that part.
But it's not the prelim itself. It's also clear that he got this information from the officer testifying at a prelim.
Right, which is not inconsistent with him saying, nobody talked to me about what they said to the police. I said that yesterday.
I
got you too. I understand what the issues are.
Well,
all right, so let's listen to the second one.
Good job, Paige.
Thanks, Boo. Lawyer
Paige is a little hottie for an old white woman.
Yeah, that chick. Paige, is that what her name is? Paige?
Paige Whitaker.
Yeah, Paige.
Google it.
We're starting at 5 minutes and 15 seconds. There's a portion where if we don't clip it out, he's saying that they threw out his charges. We will not play that. We will not get into any of that. We will not get into what did they say about Shannon 30. We're not getting into that. It's about 3 seconds.
Okay.
3 seconds? What did he say in 3 seconds?
I don't know, but they're not getting into that.
We can't hear shit no way. True.
What, Troy?
What you got playing today? What you got playing today on the YouTube?
On the YouTube?
Yes. I don't care about your personal life. You was out here thotting. You done turned into a MILF. Apparently, in the Bama, you done turned into a MILF. Well, actually, you would be a gift because you're a granny. So
don't be a hater, Trey. Don't. It's not cute.
Hey, I was just telling you, I ain't worried about your personal life. I'm talking about YouTube.
I don't shade you in your shenanigans. Don't shade me. Okay? Now, as far as the YouTube, I got a little something to say to Adrian this morning after you get off live. And then I'm doing my nasty life.
So you're going to talk about wieners today?
Gabe, stop it. Stop it, Gabe.
I was asking earlier. You didn't say anything.
Adrian, drop some more content.
Huh? Well, she got one video.
Content.
Well, actually, just one live that I saw earlier where she's in her fifis.
She ready to fight you? I told you, she said she was gonna pull up on you. Her and Rex.
She been wanting to fight me, but it's okay. It's cool. I welcome her. I will have her. I will have Adrian over for dinner, breakfast, lunch, or whatever. I will. But yeah, she in her fifis because people talking about the fact that she living with no lights and no food and no joy. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk to her for a minute.
Clown, you ain't answer my request too. I'm trying to get these court documents if they exist. I want to read them.
What court documents?
About Mama So Cool and her lawsuit.
What you need me to do? I'm confused. What you need me to
I
do?
was talking to the clown. I know he's somewhere. I'm saying the clown hadn't responded back
Oh,
to me.
you have to get him from the clown. Okay. Well, I'll probably talk to him today. I'll make sure he knows that you need him. I will. You being messy. You being messy.
What do you mean? I just want to read the papers.
Being messy.
I want to read the particulars of the lawsuit. What is he
Okay.
exactly being accused of? Is it
Okay,
real?
sir. I think it's like defamation or harassment, something like that. It's something in that realm.
Where did she get that astronomical number from?
I
From
don't
the
know
paper.
because it's so not she's gonna get.
I can buy the papers at the corner store, right?
No,
At the
she
corner,
ain't gonna get it in no lump sum, but you know she can. There's ways.
yeah, she be garnishing and things of that nature. Now, according to what I've heard, the streets, he's on some type of Social Security. So I don't think that you can garnish Social Security. I'm not for sure how that works, but
What, he's slow? He get a slow check?
I don't know. Trey, I'm telling you, it's the streets talking. I don't know for facts. I hadn't seen any documents. Maybe it's in the documents that you're gonna get from Be True. I don't know. But yeah. Sometimes when you let me just say this from my own personal experience, which is for me is what I plan to do as well. Sometimes when you sue somebody and you ask for money, you're not gonna necessarily get the money. You just want that lien on them. You just want that claim. You just want that if they ever maybe like hit the lottery, become a millionaire, you're gonna get your money. But you just like that. You like that hold on them. You like that. You like that lien. It's called a lien. Just lean
That it's
that.
on record. That there's record of it.
Yeah. Just have it on paper. Put it on paper.
He
Yeah,
walked into a lawsuit just like his mentor.
absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, glad it's not me.
Ooh, child.
Even though I'm the star.
Can we be allowed in Zoom? So we go.
Because I put two and two together. Shannon Lawyer.
Forgive me. He said it's not from YSL. They said that. I mean, he said they say when we say that young person, they say when we say that, and I was telling OG, he said he's a D or DK. I was like, I don't think it's D. It's D, man. Because they said, Shannon got saved on it. So Shannon Lawyer like, yeah. So Shannon Lawyer like, how could a person that they said is buying guns from the YSL make a statement on? They were trying to hide his name, but he said that, and that's how I know.
2 and 2.
No.
He put 2 and 2 together.
Okay, no problem.
You ain't got no choice but
So
to not have a problem.
I guess the next issue real fast is the portions of the plea presentation that Ms. Love forwarded and Mr. Atkins forwarded this morning.
And there's one more as well.
All right, any issue with the parts that she intends to play? All right, look, she gives a description kind of I don't know that we, as long as it's just walking through those factual assertions, I don't know that you can, I think you can probably tell from just the description of where she's picking up, what she's talking about, or what's the other portion?
No, not another portion.
Another, yes. Thing to raise, okay, great.
So State's Exhibit 425Y, when we presented them on our, I think, admin day, I believe that the request was made to remove commentary, and there was a phone number on State's Exhibit 425Y that the court said the court did not find relevance, I think, in the post until it became apparent how it was relevant and so forth. Yesterday, when presented with State's 425Y with just the phone number and none of the context, the witness testified, I don't know what that was, but I'd like the court to see the full exhibit with all of it. So the first portion of this post, to make the record clear, this is a post with Mr. Sledge taking a selfie, literally looking up at the camera, holding his apparently recently born child in his arms. The first post by the real Tounk, which the witness has said was his name, says, "I woke up like this." And then the real Tounk tags AK to success and says, "My baby." Then the real Tounk says to AK to success, "Thank you, sis." And then Katini says, "Such a good father. Keep up the good work, brother," at YSL Tounk. Then the real, you can publish it, I need to reflect it. The real Tounk then says, at Tahenti, "Thanks, sis." And then he thanks someone else.
Okay.
After another person congratulates at YSL Tounk, Pizzle Dope says, "Say slime, what's your math?" Then the real Tounk says, at Pizzle effing baby, "What's the move, slime?" And Pizzle Dope then says, "Trying to see you now, send your number." And then the real Tounk tags Pixel effing baby and gives his phone number.
Okay.
So the context is key.
Okay. So because he said, "I have no idea what any of my phone numbers were," and you need to establish that this phone number is clearly his phone number because he's the one sitting there.
But
Yes,
that's back in
There shouldn't be an issue with that now,
2015.
but that. Now he said he doesn't know his phone number. Anybody have an issue with that whole thing coming in? Or you could just try to refresh his recollection with it first.
That's what I was gonna suggest, Your Honor.
I'll try again.
Okay. And then if that still doesn't work,
And to be clear, we obviously did try to refresh his recollection with the phone number, but we'll see if the content.
okay. Okay, that should be fine. All right. Have you had a chance to look at the portions of the?
They have the original, but I can pass those.
Okay. Kind of back to the factual assertions, plea colloquy.
I have not. I didn't even realize there was an email sent till
Okay.
just
Well,
now. So if I could-
how far into, how much longer do you think you have with Mr. Sledge?
I expect it to be through probably within under 2 hours, probably an hour.
So by lunchtime.
Yes.
All right, so maybe you'd be doing all of this before we break again, so we need to go ahead and sort it out now. Y'all need what, 5 minutes?
And I can,
All right. Yeah, we'll recess and let y'all watch it.
They watching some with the mic muted. All right, an hour and 38 minutes in, we get to testimony. Only 8 more hours left. He gets cross-examined though. So she took an hour with him and I'm sure she took long. But the rest of the time was the defense attorneys going back at what he says. God damn. This nigga that stood up and stretched that taking so long.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience this morning. We started before y'all again, but we weren't able to get through everything. So that's just, how it happens in trials sometimes, is we have to deal with issues that require y'all to be patient. So thank you for continuing to be patient. And we're ready to continue now with Mr. Sledge's testimony. Ms. Love, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. And good morning, Mr. Sledge.
Good morning.
Mr. Sledge, yesterday I showed you an exhibit, 425Y, to see if it refreshed your recollection. I'm going to show you what I will label as 425 Yankee Alpha and see if this exhibit refreshes your recollection regarding your phone number back on December of 2014 and in 2015, okay?
Yes.
So they want this nigga to remember a phone number from 2014 or 2015 based on a post he made in 2014 or 2015.
10 years ago.
He remembered the numbers back then, but he don't remember them now.
Of course not.
And they
Yeah,
said
okay.
if he says no, he doesn't, that's a prior inconsistent statement. Cause there he go pointing the number out. But it was back then though. That's why he was able to, he was posting it because he was free, he remember. That nigga had been locked up in some more shit. Of course he doesn't have the same number. Unless somebody was paying the bill all them years.
And don't read it out loud, but is the photograph depicted in 425 Yankee Alpha the same photograph that was depicted in the exhibit you saw yesterday?
Yes.
And is that you and your child in that photograph?
Yes.
Do you recall how old your child was in that photograph, approximately?
No, I believe he was just born. I don't.
He was just born?
Yes, I don't exactly know how old he was.
That's fair. When was that baby born?
Ms. Lavin, what do you want is the phone number? Let's cut to the phone number, okay?
I'm asking for it.
Let's get him in order.
She don't care why you ask. Stick to the number.
Are you able to read this?
Yes.
Okay. And based on what you were reading,
Try that other mic, maybe. Which I know it's all said, not said problems, but.
do you recall making the posts that you see in the sidelines of this photograph?
They say my name right there, whatever the Instagram name was at that time.
Is this a post that was on your Instagram page?
Yes.
Does this post refresh your memory about what your phone number was?
Oh yeah, it looked like something I wrote.
Does it look like a fair and accurate copy of what you wrote and posted on your Instagram page?
No, that mic is just terrible.
Are you able to now tell the jury what your phone number was?
It say 406628935.
404
Yes.
662
8935.
8935. And was that your phone number?
I guess. I don't remember, but I see it on the photo. They said I gave it to somebody. But for my personal knowledge, I don't remember. But from the photo, it said it's my number because I sent it to whoever that was.
That comes out to 1-800.
Your Honor, given that, and thank you, Mr. Sledge.
Well, he admitted
Given that Mr. Sledge does not recall the state tender State's Exhibit 425 Yankee Alpha as a past recollection report.
It's admitted.
Thank you.
1-800.
Your Honor, permission to, and Your Honor, there is also the, thank you, Judge. Could you zoom in? All right. Mr. Sledge, would you read the first post that you made?
It said I woke up like this.
And then what's the next one?
My baby.
And are you responding to someone, tagging someone, saying that?
Yeah, I said thank you, sis.
And is that at K2 Success that you're telling that it's your baby?
Yeah, it did say thank you, sis.
All right. And what's the next line?
Such a good father, keep up the good work, bro.
And then who is that person talking
They
to?
said thank you, sis.
Is that person writing to at YSL _ Tounk?
Yes.
And is that Kahenti, Kahenti, that made that post?
Yes.
In response, do you then tell A at Kahenti thanks this?
Yes.
And then do you tell someone else thank you?
Yes.
Does MDBNELL congratulate at YSL _ Tounk?
Yes.
After that, does Pizzle.dope ask, say slime, what's your math?
That's a number. I don't know. I see the pound sign for a number.
Do
on
you
my
see
side. Have you fed?
right here? Do you see say slime, what's your math?
Oh, okay. I see it on there, but don't show right.
You don't see say slime, what's your math?
Okay, right there. Okay. I was looking right there.
That's okay. And then, do you respond to @Pixel Evan Baby, what's the move sign?
Yes.
And then does Pixel.dope respond, trying to see now, send your number? They use a hashtag.
Yes.
And then do you respond to @Pixel Evan Baby 404-662-8935?
Yes, but that's, yes, go ahead. Yes, I responded to it.
You're able to say
No,
whatever.
I responded to it.
Okay. And was this post made around the time that your child was born?
Yes.
All right. Now, can you tell us when your child was born?
I just remember December, around December or something.
December what year?
2014, I want to say.
Thank you.
Man, I don't know his child birthday.
Damn.
Yesterday, we talked about what happened on January the 10th of 2015. Has any part of what you told the jury yesterday changed regarding what you recall happening January 10th, 2015, after you learned about the murder of Donovan Thomas?
You gotta refresh my memory, I don't remember.
Do you remember what happened after you learned about the murder of Donovan Thomas?
No, could you refresh my memory?
So is it your testimony you do not remember what you told the jury yesterday?
I'm not saying that, I'm just saying I don't remember right now. If you can show me, then I don't remember right now.
Did you testify yesterday that you got a call around 10-something p.m. or you got a DM that indicated you and someone else were responsible for the murder of Donovan Thomas?
Watching the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Do you not remember what you did after you got that DM?
No, I don't think I said, I remember.
You went to
saying
your
Mr. Jeffrey's
house.
And do you remember what you said or who you said was at Mr. Jeffrey's house?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's a cameraman or he just do the video. I'm not for sure about that.
Right. And is it still your recollection that only Mr. Bean, you, your child's mother, your child, are the people that you recall being at that house on 10th Street?
I told you there was other people there, but I don't know the other people.
Did you also testify that none of the defendants in this courtroom were there?
I said, I don't remember saying none of them. That's what I said.
Okay. And thank you for clarifying. You said that yesterday. Is that still your memory today?
If you have anything to refresh my memory, so you can show me then.
I appreciate it.
But I don't remember.
Okay, so that's still your memory today?
Yeah, that's my memory today. I don't remember.
And what about when you went to Mr. Williams' second residence? Today, do you have any further memory about who all was at that residence?
No, if you have anything that can refresh my memory, you can show it to me, but I don't remember.
Okay. And do you not remember any of the defendants in the courtroom here being at that residence?
I don't remember.
Objection as to the answer.
Okay. Do you remember being at Rice Street in November of 2015?
November, yeah.
And while you were at Rice Street in November of 2015, do you remember calling and speaking with your child's mother at various times?
I talked to her a lot of times, so that refresh my memory.
Would showing you a rough transcript of that call refresh your memory about what was said during, or let me ask you this, do you recall talking to your child's mother on November 19, 2015 at 8:03 p.m.?
I don't remember the dates, I talk to her most every day, so I don't remember the exact dates.
Would showing you a rough transcript of a call refresh your memory?
Maybe if you show it to me.
Your Honor, we will label this states 448 Yankee. And it will not be for the purposes of admitting or the jury, just to refresh his recollection. And Your Honor, yes, I was going to ask if the defense could look at it first. Yeah.
Yes. You want this?
Good grief. Damn, the SEC got 8 teams in the top 25, 5 in the top 10. They're approaching the bench. Oh, we're 2 hours in. All right. 6.5 more to go. 7.5, actually. And pesky 38 minutes. Goodness gracious. Still no talking. He just not coming back in. But I really got the jewelry here. Like, I'm trying to figure out where the fuck they are in this courtroom.
John, Mr. Sledge asked if he could have a moment to read that with his attorney.
Oh, goodness gracious. More time. Now they back at the bench.
I had a conference earlier this morning regarding that jail call. We went ahead and clipped the portion that the court determined could be relevant and had that sent over to the court and to counsel in the event that it became necessary to play simply that snippet. We sent that so that if there was any disagreement that that was the portion the court acknowledged may be relevant, counsel could let us know. So we were offering it at this time. I don't know whether the transcript we've provided is going to refresh Mr. Sledge's memory or not. He's having a conversation with his attorney.
I was under the impression that we litigated this morning and that the state, and you asked the state to play it, and the clip they played was talking about what Shannon's paid lawyer said.
Right, I don't think that's this. I think what she has just sent us is that first part we talked about, that is the transcript that he's looking at now.
Okay, I don't know how that could be 28 seconds, but.
I don't think it should be 28 seconds either, so I'd like us to.
Can we play it for the
Yeah.
God damn it. We thought we litigated this already. Miss Love, what kind of tricks are you playing?
The whole situation, whoever witness number 1 is, they got no idea. I said, you know, when we talk on the phone, like, well, you know, nothing about the dudes in the back. Mm-hmm. They told them folks to speak. After Les got killed, all of them met up together and went down all wild. Them made that one. That's how you know it is.
The folks, after Nutt got killed, again, we're backdooring the fact that D said something to the police that's problematic. If Mr. Zachary takes a stand, I will deal with it, and I will cross-examine him, and it won't be a problem anymore. But I don't want there'd be any insinuations, any references, any reference to D telling on people until he takes the stand. And so I don't know why we have to get into what Lil D told them folks to get the fact that he was at a condo.
Do you have the transcript or does, yeah, Mr. Sledge of it?
Mr. Sledge has one copy, I got one.
You cheat, Miss Love, you cheat.
And if Mr. Sledge needs to hear that outside of the presence of the jury to get context to understand what he said previously, I don't have a problem with that. I just don't want the jury to be hearing Mr. Sledge's phone calls to his girlfriend about what other people told the police. Right. Yeah.
What witness do they have for us Monday? If it's the police or something, I don't care. We want to listen to the testimony of all the truth tellers.
I think you could accomplish the same thing if you just cut out the witness one because part. I mean, what you're asserting that you want to get in is, I heard that he said these things and we know it's him because of exactly what he's saying. So we don't need the witness one part for that, so.
We will have Mr. Mickens take out witness one.
Because, and just start with he said.
Yes, Your Honor.
And
I don't have the transcript in front of me. I don't have the call memorized, but I did hear
we can play it again.
he's telling them folks what he told them folks.
Yeah.
The whole point of this is just, was Mr. Zachary at the condo that night or not? And I really don't care what the answer is. What I don't want is a bunch of references to what was said at a prelim and D is telling these folks this and that.
Nobody's gonna know who them folks is from this.
Well, them folks is
Them folks could be anybody.
Your
Them
Honor,
folks could be anybody.
respectfully, Your Honor, them folks in the street is police. That's slang for the police. I believe the jurors are gonna be able to put that.
Well, I don't know whether they will or not, but that's what he said.
I understand that's what he said, but I don't believe that just because he said it, it's admissible. Him talking about what Lil D did, respectfully. If Lil D needs to stand, we'll deal with it.
Okay, well, maybe he'll just remember that Zachary was there after all.
And Your Honor, again, we gave that to him to refresh his memory about who all was there. So what I started the questioning with today was, do you have any different?
I understand. All right, I'm gonna hand this back to you. But if he's presented with it, the transcript, and he claims to still have no memory, then I'm gonna permit this in as a prior inconsistent statement. Yes.
This once, but I'm going to say it again. I would suggest someone just play Mr. Sledge's recording and then see if that refreshes his recollection outside the presence of the jury.
I asked him, do you want to? I asked him, do you want me to play it for you? You want to get the transcript? He said, I just like to read it. I just need more time. That's what just happened back there because his lawyer and chief investigator long. Is that okay?
Okay, can I go talk to the witness and ask if he wants to get the
I appreciate it. It would be a lot of talks about attorneys.
I guess only statements.
Well, y'all are the ones, you are the one, Mr. Shar, in fairness.
I guess only the state get to talk to witnesses.
But asked for a bench conference and suggested that Mr. Sledge be apprised and then his lawyer be apprised as to maybe what should and shouldn't be said from that transcript. And that is why Ms. Love went out and gave them that transcript.
And Your Honor, I was under the impression that this whole thing about the call had been settled. Apparently I was wrong about that, but
Get him, man.
if he needs to listen to the call to refresh his recollection, I don't have a problem. I'm
But
just
you know what, if he comes in and he says, yeah, that still doesn't help me, but if I could hear myself say it, then maybe that would, then we'll take it from there.
Okay, thank you.
Do we think maybe he's ready, or is somebody gonna let us know, or I mean, his co-counsel could do it, she's still here. That way there's no kind of, one side gets to see Mr. Wright more often than the other side.
Mr. Wright, I thought his last name was Sledge.
You can go ahead and take that screen share
Like I
down
said,
for
let me
now.
go holler at the right
Since we might not get to that.
Let me tear this back muffins up.
Yes. 5 more minutes. Anybody else need to use the bathroom? Okay, can you do it quickly? Because I don't want it to turn into another 20-minute recess.
Just the prosecutor had to go pee.
We've had about, what, 5 minutes of actual trial time today so far?
Damn.
There's no objection to the plea video, right? There was not an objection to the plea video, right?
No one has voiced one.
Judge is on one today. Skip forward. Great silence. We're waiting on the jury. They got to use the bathroom. But the prosecutor back, he just wiped his hands. Cash out, get the PayPal, get the super chat, join the membership, find out.
I think we're back. The prosecution is back from going pee-pee.
Mr. Sledge, have you had enough? Hang on, we're waiting on the juror. I'm sorry.
That's why we're all
Y'all
still
waiting
sitting.
on me, I'm so sorry.
I was in the pace a little bit now.
I thought they were waiting on me, I'm sorry. I feel so cautious. Mr. Sledge, have you had enough time to speak with your attorney and to review the exhibit labeled States 448 Yankee that I gave to you to refresh your memory?
Yes.
All right. And is the attorney with whom you reviewed that document the same one that you had on December 28, 2022?
Yes.
Were you able to ask questions and gain answers to every question that you had regarding this document?
Yes.
Does reviewing States Exhibit 448 Yankee refresh your memory about a phone call that you had with your girlfriend, with your child's mom, on November 19, 2015?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to place this here as not admitted before the purpose.
All right.
Mr. Sledge, having read States 448, do you have any more memory about who all was at Mr. Williams' condo, or with whom you might have met at the condo after Donovan Thomas was killed?
Could you repeat that? Repeat it one more time.
Yes, sir. Having refreshed your memory about the phone call that you had with your child's mother,
Yes.
do you have any more memories about who all you met up with after Donovan Thomas was killed?
No.
Yes, I think.
All right. When you say you think, who is it that you think you remember you met up with after Donovan Thomas was killed?
Who I met up with, or who I was at the condo. You losing me right now.
Let's go with the way you first said it, or the last said it. Who all was at the condo?
I still don't remember where I was there, though. I'm trying to think. I seen the paper, but I didn't see any name really that was on the docket saying who was all there.
Do you remember whether Quindarius Zachary was there?
I think when there exactly was there when I got there.
Do you remember whether Shannon Stillwell was there?
I still don't remember if Shannon Stillwell was there because I didn't see him personally with my eyes, so I still don't remember if he was there or not.
Do you remember whether Diamante Kendrick was there?
Yeah.
No, I think Mr. Kendrick was not there when I got there.
And when you say you did not see Shannon Stillwell with your eyes, is your testimony today, you know for a fact that you didn't see Shannon Stillwell or that you don't recall?
I don't recall. When I got there, I didn't see Shannon Stillwell when I first got there. That's what I'm saying.
At any point, were you, Shannon Stillwell, Diamante Kendrick, Quindarian Zachary, Defendant Williams, in a room at one of his condos the night Donovan Thomas got murdered?
I think we will. I think, yes.
Which one? Which condo?
Not the first one.
The second condo?
Yes.
What were y'all doing?
Nothing. Mr. Williams getting himself together.
At what point did, and let me back up and ask you this. Would you characterize your being there as y'all all meeting up at that house?
I don't think we all arrived at the same time.
It's not that. Would you characterize you all being there as y'all all meeting up at the house?
Yes.
You put it that way.
And what purpose did you all meet up at the house for?
They was going to the show and the video shoot with him. From my understanding.
Were you working as head of security for Defendant Williams at that time?
No, I don't think so.
And Kenneth Copeland, was he also one of the persons that met up with you, Shannon Stillwell, Diamante Kendrick, Quindarian Zachary, and Defendant Williams at Defendant Williams' condo?
Yes, he was there.
Okay. He was there and he was one of the ones y'all met up with. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he came down to the condo.
All right. Now, what did y'all talk about at the condo when y'all all met up?
I don't basically remember the conversation that we was having, but I don't remember the conversation. I'm gonna say that.
Is it still your testimony that you went to Defendant Williams' condo solely because you got a DM accusing you of Donovan Thomas's murder?
Yes, that's one of the reasons. That's the reason, yes.
Was there any other reason?
I don't remember. We have anything to refresh my memory for sure, but I don't remember no other reason why.
That's the only reason that you remember today? Okay.
Yes.
Given that that is the only reason you can think of that you went to Defendant Williams' condo, did you talk about the fact that you were, one, that Donovan Thomas had been murdered, and two, you were one of the ones accused of Donovan Thomas's murder?
Sustained.
Thank you. Did you talk about with the people you met up with the fact that Donovan Thomas had been murdered?
Yes.
All right. Now, about what time did you all meet up at Defendant Williams' second location of the condo?
I don't remember the time.
Do you recall whether it was before or after midnight?
No, I don't remember.
Based on what you said yesterday, is it safe to say it was definitely after 10 o'clock p.m.?
Yeah, it was after 10 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Do you remember how long you talked about Donovan Thomas's murder with the people that you met up with?
It couldn't have been too long because I ended up dropping cocaine off, so I don't remember how long it exactly was.
What was the atmosphere in the room while you all talked about Donovan Thomas's murder?
What you mean, atmosphere? Could you explain that to me?
I can. How did you bring up Donovan Thomas? Well, who brought up Donovan Thomas's murder when you all met up?
I already had spoke about it to Mr. Williams.
Right.
So I don't know who started the conversation at the second location.
Do you remember what the conversation was?
I just know the conversation with me and Kenny Copeland was the one responsible for it.
And was there anything said by anybody else that you remember?
Not really. I just remember Mr. Williams telling me that we ain't have nothing to do with it. Go down now.
Who is the we?
Me and Kenny Copeland.
And do you know how it is that Mr. Williams is able to tell you that you all don't have it?
His charges are direct.
Oh no.
don't have anything to do with it.
He wasn't directly like trying to tell us what to do. He just was basically saying, don't go to the show and go down there and clear our line.
Now, to your knowledge, did Kenneth Copeland go to Miami?
I don't know. I think he called me and told me he was in Miami, but I don't personally know was he in Miami.
And is it your testimony that you didn't go to the show because, well, you wanted to stay and make sure your family was safe?
Yes.
But is it also fair to say that you weren't trying to clear your name? You did not go to the show? Did you, I'll rephrase. Did you stay back from the show in order to clear your name?
Sustained.
Did you make any efforts to clear your name?
Sustained.
Your Honor, I'm not suggesting the answer. I'm just asking one that's yes or no.
Ask it a different way.
Yes, Your Honor. Did you take Mr. Williams' advice that you said he gave?
Sustained.
What did you do after you were told to not go to the show and clear your name?
I dropped Copeland off and I went on about my business.
Do you make or recall anything else anyone else in that room said about the murder of Donovan Thomas?
Objection, asked and answered.
I'm asking if he recalls anything else. He seemed to remember something.
Go ahead.
Do you recall anything else anyone else in that room said about the murder of Donovan Thomas?
No.
After you dropped Mr. Copeland off, did you ever go back to the condo that night?
We talked about this yesterday, Miss Love. I told you I went to the hotel room.
I understand. Did you leave the hotel at any time to go back to the condo? Did you see either Defendant Williams? We'll start with him. Did you see Defendant Williams anymore before he left for Miami?
You said that night?
Between the time you said you left his condo and the time that he left for Miami, did you see him at any other time?
No.
Did you see Defendant Stillwell at any time after you left Defendant Williams' condo?
No, Miss Love.
Do you know whether Defendant Stillwell went to Miami?
No, I don't know that either.
Do you know whether Defendant Kendrick went to Miami?
No, I think Mr. Kendrick will going because he's supposed to be in the video or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. He was going to help perform that night.
Do you know whether he went?
I don't know personally because I didn't see it, so I can't say personally that he went.
Do you know whether Mr. Zachary went to Miami?
No.
Did you speak with Mr. Williams at any time that he was purportedly in Miami?
I think he called and checked on me. I'm not for sure. I don't remember that. I think he called and checked on me, but I don't remember.
Did you speak with Kenneth Copeland at any time that he was in Miami?
Well, he told me him, his daughter, and himself or something went down there if I'm mistaken.
Is that a yes?
Yes, I guess yes.
Did you speak with Defendant Stillwell at any time during a point where he was in Miami?
No.
Did you speak with Defendant Kendrick at any time while he was purportedly in Miami?
No.
Now, when you spoke with these gentlemen that you love that are YSL members, did you always talk with them either in person or on a telephone line, or did you have any other ways that you communicated with them?
We never really talked on the phone that much. Me and Mr. Stillwell probably talked on the phone more than anybody.
And do you count FaceTime as talking on the phone?
Yes.
How often would you say that you FaceTimed with Kenneth Copeland?
I can't answer. I don't know.
Did you FaceTime with Kenneth Copeland before he met with you at Defendant Williams' condo?
I don't recall.
Did you FaceTime with Defendant Williams before you went to his condo?
I don't recall. If you had anything to refresh my memory, I don't recall talking with him before I went down to his condo.
What about Defendant Stillwell? Did you FaceTime with him before y'all met up at the condo?
No.
Did you FaceTime with Defendant Kendrick before y'all met up at the condo?
No.
Are you able to give us just a rough estimation of how frequently you spoke with Defendant Williams on FaceTime?
I can't give you that. I don't recall.
Did you, between the time that that photograph in 425 Yankee was posted, so around December 2014, and January 10th, 2015, was that the same number that you would have used in FaceTime with?
I don't know, Ms. Miller. I can't answer that question. I don't know. I don't recall that. I don't know.
Okay. Are you able to say with any degree of certainty about how often you FaceTime with defendant Stillwell, since you said that's who you talk with the most?
We used to FaceTime a lot, so.
And the jury, and I don't know what a lot means for you, so could you please tell them what that means?
I can't give you a number of how much we FaceTime. I can't give you that number.
And thank you. I don't need a specific number. Was it every day?
I say yes, probably yes.
Was it multiple times a day or just once a day?
We talked to like big brother, little brother, so I don't know how many times a day to be on talk on the phone, but we talk a lot on the phone every day.
Defendant Williams and you, how often did y'all talk on FaceTime?
Me and Mr. Williams didn't talk on the phone as much as me and Mr. Stillwell did.
All right. Your Honor, at this time, I believe that the instruction that the court has that should precede what will be marked as State's Exhibit 442Y that we have sent would be appropriately read.
All right, so this is going to be about his plea in this case. Okay,
In this case.
all right. So I'm going to again instruct y'all, and this time everything I'm going to say is going to be applicable to this plea in this 2022 case. All right, so you are about to hear, and you actually have heard evidence that this witness, who was a co-defendant in this case, has pled guilty to some of the charges in this indictment. I caution you that the co-defendant's guilty plea conviction itself is only limited for a limited purpose. That guilty plea is an admission by this witness only that he committed the criminal acts to which he pled. You are not to consider this co-defendant witness's guilty plea as evidence that any other defendant is guilty of committing any of the criminal acts alleged against them in this indictment. Each defendant is entitled to have the issue of his guilt determined solely on the basis of the evidence against him and not on whether another person has been convicted of the same charges with which the defendant is accused. If you find that the co-defendant witness provided testimony on the stand that is inconsistent with his guilty plea admissions, and they are going to be admissions in this case, it wasn't an Alfred plea, this was a regular guilty plea, you may consider the witness's prior inconsistent statement, that is his guilty plea admissions, including to the allegations and the charges to which he pled guilty, as substantive evidence, which you may consider against any defendant currently on trial for whatever bearing it may have to the issues on trial.
Thank you, Judge. And we are going to play that. I wanted to ask Mr. Sledge a few more questions. Mr. Sledge, yesterday, am I correct that you testified that you know of an Antonio Sumlin?
Yeah, I know of him.
And did you testify that that's the person that you called Obama?
You never asked me, did I call him Obama?
Okay. Did you call him Obama?
Yes.
And how well would you say you know him? You said you know of him. How
Yeah, I
well?
just see him around, but me and him never really hung out together.
To your knowledge, did he ever claim YSL?
Yes, I heard, yes.
And when is the last time that you talked with Obama?
I don't know, man.
Did you talk with him in 2022?
Yes, probably. I probably talked to him in 2022.
Do you know how often? Generally speaking, I don't need to.
No, when I seen him, I talked to him.
Okay. Did you ever FaceTime with him?
They got to talk to Barack Obama?
Was the last time that you saw him in 2022?
You
Yeah,
YSL guys are connected.
And do you recall if you ever spoke with him around April 2022?
April 2022?
Yes, sir.
No, I don't recall that.
Do you recall speaking with him around the time that this indictment came out?
No, I don't recall.
I don't remember calling talk to him. Indictment came out.
Okay. Did you ever share any bills with Obama?
What bill? What kind of bills?
Any bills? I don't even care what kind. Any kind of bills with Antonio Sumlin.
What you mean by bills? Could you be more specific?
Not
I'm asking
Pacific.
you to be more specific.
Money that you owe to somebody else.
They're Pacific.
No, I don't recall that.
Did you ever have to pay any rent with Mr. Sumlin? in 2022?
Mr. Sumner never paid any rent to me.
Did you ever have to pay any with him?
No.
Do you know anyone else within YSL who is referred to as Mounk?
No.
Have you ever had any reason to charge money at a door for a light bill?
No, he never gave me no money for like that.
That's not what I asked. Have you, Mr. Sledge, ever had any reason to charge money at a door for a light bill?
You asking if he'd had a GoFundMe?
Go ahead.
Could you repeat it?
Have you, Mr. Sledge, ever had any reason to charge money at a door for a light bill?
Have you ever had a rent party?
I don't recall. I don't remember many though, but I know if you came to my house and stayed for weeks and months, eventually I want some money for you staying there.
I imagine so. Have you ever had any, I'll take it back then. Have you ever had any reason to charge money at a door along with Mr. Sumlin for a light bill?
You already asked that question though.
I'm gonna object to relevance at this point.
Your Honor, I have a very good faith basis for asking that.
Okay, well, you're asking him, basically, has he ever charged money at a door for a light bill? Charged anybody money at a door for a light bill, right? Just maybe ask that and then.
Yes.
Because if he has no recollection, then he has no recollection whether he was with himself or somebody else. So if you want to make sure that he understands the entire universe of people, if you ever charged them, go ahead and ask that. But then if he doesn't recall, let's move on.
Thank you. Have you ever been upset that people were hanging out with you or at you and a spot you may have shared with Mr. Sumlin and not paid bills?
I didn't share with him. He probably stayed a couple of nights, and when the bill came, I told him, give me money on the bill. That ain't.
And when you say stayed a couple of nights, where would it have been that he stayed?
He probably stayed in my room because I went home.
Okay. And was that your room on Boulevard or somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
Was it a house that you lived at?
I stayed there when I wanted to.
What street was that house on?
I think it was out Brown, man. I'm not for sure. I think it was out Brown. I'm not for sure.
Did you have a nickname for that house?
No, I didn't have a nickname for no one.
To your knowledge, did anyone ever call that house the Web?
I never hung it. I never been there when they called it the Web.
Do you know a place called the Web?
I heard it.
Do you know where it is?
It was out Brown there somewhere, but I never been to it. I just know it was out Brown there.
Have you ever seen it?
I didn't know exactly what house it was whenever they was calling the Web. I never been to it at that time, so I don't know.
Who is the day that you're referring to that called it the Web?
The streets. I heard people like at the gas station, I'm about to go to the Web. So I don't know.
Were those people YSL?
He's a terrible liar.
I guess.
Did you ever hear anybody other than YSL members talk about going to the Web?
Yes, I heard females say they were going to the Web.
Females could be YSL.
Do you know or have any idea how far the Web was from the place you said that you were at off Brownsville Road?
No, I don't know exactly.
Do you know the last time you talked to Ken Copeland?
Chilling at the well.
Yeah. I can't tell you the last time I talked to Ken Cole.
Do you recall whether you talked to him in 2022?
I don't recall.
Do you remember talking to Kenneth Copeland at all while Kenneth Copeland was in prison around that time? That time being 2022.
I don't know if I talked to Ken Copeland in that time. I'm not for sure, though. I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm not for sure.
Right today, you don't remember?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay. So. Do you remember whether you talked to Demikion Garland?
When?
When was the last time you recall talking to Demikion Garland?
I'll probably say 2022.
Okay. Did you ever talk to Kenneth Copeland or Demekion Darlington, either of them, about a RICO indictment?
She said, did I ever talk to them about it?
Yes, sir.
I don't remember, so if you have anything, you can refresh my memory.
Do you have any memory of having conversations about a potential RICO indictment before this indictment or its predecessor was ever brought forward?
I don't remember this one. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Your Honor, at this time, the state asks permission to publish 442 Yankee. I'm sorry, we tender 442 Yankee as evidence.
That is admitted and it's published.
Thank you, Judge.
We're on the record in the matter of the state of Georgia versus Antonio Sledge in 22 SC 183572. Good afternoon, Mr. Wright.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sledge.
Good afternoon,
And good afternoon, Councils Love and Hilton. Okay, Council, I understand this is supposed to be negotiated, please. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. All right, Mr. Sledge, can I get you to raise your right hand and question as best you're able?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the evidence you shall give in the matter now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God so firm? Yes, I do. All right, put your hand down, sir.
Mr. Sledge, please state your true, correct, and legal name.
Antonio Sledge.
And are you the same Antonio Sledge, also known as Mounk, who is listed in indictment 22 SC 183572?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you at this time taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Is there any medication that you normally take that you have not been given today?
No, ma'am.
How old are you and how far have you gone in school?
I'm 41, 10th grade.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you are charged with the following offenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act,
Yes, ma'am.
as well as possession of a firearm by a convicted felon,
Yes,
as
ma'am.
listed in count 30 of this indictment.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges, and that if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney, Mr. Derek Wright, about all of the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charges in this indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
Any potential defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need more time to discuss this case with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with his services?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you waive a formal reading of the indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you waive any and all defects in the indictment, including any with respect to your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been arrested on these charges?
Yes, ma'am.
The state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Do you or do you, Mr. Wright, know of any outstanding warrants that are related to these charges?
I do not.
Mr. Sledge, has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge that you are pleading guilty to
Yes,
today?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that this is a negotiated plea of guilty,
Yes, ma'am.
which means that the state will recommend to the court the following sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
As to count one,
Stop saying
15
yes,
years
ma'am.
to serve on probation, subject to the special conditions contained
10 years
in the
of
plea
probation.
agreement that I have in my hand that I will show you in just a moment. And on count 30, although you are pleading guilty, sentencing will be withheld until the completion of the initial trial of this case. After the initial trial of this case, provided defendant you have complied with the special conditions outlined in sections B, C, D, F, and I of section 3 special conditions of sentence of this plea agreement, the state agrees that the defendant shall be allowed to withdraw his guilty plea on count 30, and the state shall agree to null pros count 30. Do you understand that the court does not have to accept that recommendation? And we will read into the record the terms of the plea agreement in a moment. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that the court can sentence you to the maximum on each charge and can run those sentences consecutively or one after the other if the court does not accept that negotiated plea?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm showing has been marked as State's Exhibit 1AS. Do you recognize the document in State's Exhibit 1AS?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that your signature on page 7 of 7 of State's Exhibit?
It's greasy gray. Bad time. I don't like hitting decline on people. And I was about to see, stopping me. I was about to send the picture so we could see Harrison and Love in 2022. Come on, thank you.
AS.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, actually, and Mr. Sledge, have you had an opportunity to review each and every provision within State's Exhibit 1AS?
Yes, ma'am.
As reflected on State's Exhibit 1AS, the current charges that you face are count 1, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, and count 30, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon previously convicted of a felony in the use or possession of a firearm, OCGA 1611-133. The negotiated sentence as outlined in State's 1AS is count 1, 15 years on probation, and count 30, sentencing withheld until years on probation, and count 30, sentencing withheld until years on probation, and count 30, sentencing withheld until years on probation,
They've been
and
working on
count
this
30,
shit a long time. She done lost weight.
2 seconds. Try that.
I had to say, oh.
I'm gonna check. I think they said that the entirety of the agreement is not captured. I'm gonna object to skipping forward. You know, I'll see.
Let's see.
Your Honor.
I'm not saying to skip anything substantively. I'm trying to see if they can skip over the part where it's just skipping. Yes.
Oh, she looks like that chick from Night Court. Hold on, I gotta look up the name. Russell fucking.
Marsha Clark.
Thank you.
Or Marsha Warfield, or whatever her name is.
Yes. Ding, ding, ding.
She lost her ass when she lost her weight. It's poking out there, but she is bent over slightly. All right, we had 3 hours out of 9.5. I know they're gonna have lunch and stuff, breaks. He gets cross-examined. I don't know if they done with him or not, but we'll get to the rest this evening. Truth, you ready? You locked and loaded? You good?
We got something coming up with truth, and then we got another something coming up with truth, but it's nasty. Probably got wieners too.
And Texas, Michigan's about to come on. It's gonna be a good one. Actually, it's a lot of good games today.
Yeah.
It's a lot of good ones. Go SEC. We run this shit. All right, y'all. Be looking for Truth to go live and her response to Adrian shortly. I'd say within the next 30 minutes to an hour. Could be wrong.
Don't be shady.
No, you ain't give a time. I said probably the next 30 minutes to an hour.
I changed it to 12. I changed
I
it
ain't
to
know you
12.
had it set. No, you can go live. Let's go. You go ahead and hit the live button.
Bye. Bye, y'all. I'll see y'all in an hour.
Peace.
Never been a hoe, I stay on go, so with the business. Nigga talking reckless, shoot his bitch ass with the quickness. Now he bleeding, sorry, baby, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 limp biscuit. All my niggas wildin', they done labeled us a misfit. Wake up every morning, 2 or 3, 5 in the Fitbit. Oh shit, get nobody cut to see you old. It's some focus. Shoot 100 shots, no reloaded. Master of the game, you would think I'm into coded. Memphis niggas spit this pimpin', mackin' like I'm golden. Ho, with my money, you gon' turn me to the old me. Say hi, first class flight, I'm in the nosebleed. Hop it, cook it, whip it, ship it till you count the proceeds. OG, I've been moving pack niggas since 03. Low key, niggas hating but they don't want no beef. State gang, true sippers, bitch, I bet we gon' eat. Get jammed, get a lawyer, make it bunny, don't speak. Pour up, I need some more, nigga had a long week. Shout out to my plug, he showed me love, he out in Long Beach, I'm true geek. Walking by myself, but left with two freaks. Ooh, we, nothing in they mouth and on they booty. Austin Power swag, yeah, baby, this is groovy. You can call me Money Boy, or you can call me Nudie. Hood niggas, churches, chicken, let me get a 2-piece. Top down, two-seater, let me feel the two breathe. Gotta hold it steady, chopper, kick it back like Bruce Lee. Lately I've been in the zone, I guess I'm in my 2-3. Don't call my phone for nothing less than a QP. Feeling like the Migos, cause my bitch is bad and bougie. All my haters love me, all these bitches just some groupies. Came a long way, I like to introduce the new me. Standing on business like I'm king or like I'm Drewski. Call me Ron Island cause I like my love for choosy. When we link it's a movie, she bustin' like a Uzi. I love the way she do me, I beat it up like Uzi. She dancing just like Suki. Call me Ron Island cause I love my love for choosy. When we link it's a movie, she bustin' like a Uzi. I love the way she do me, I beat it up like Uzi. She dancing just like Suki. I never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Niggas talking reckless, shoot his bitch ass with the quickness. Name pleading, sorry baby, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Biscuit. Never been a hoe, I stay on go, so what the business? Nigga talking reckless, shoot his bitch ass with the quickness. Name pleading, sorry baby, asking for forgiveness. Bow, 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 Limp Biscuit.